Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a bench press day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below, it would be greatly appreciated. Let's get over to the bench. I already had someone comment and say, oh man, why is your close grip down? Like, where have you been for the last year? I went through all those shoulder issues due to the overuse and the impingement and everything that I've rehabbed, and now I'm rebuilding up, and I haven't been doing close grip. Close grip will come back up. It's kind of been my bread and butter in the past. I'm going to go back over. I've realized, you know what? All of this medium grip and even wider grip training hasn't improved my bench. Let's go back to what we know, close grip, and let's just build my triceps and shoulders and everything up. Now, obviously, all this is going to build pecs and stuff too. But as I bring my overhead press back up and I continue to do all the dips and close grip work, my close grip will come back up. It'll come back up just fine. But I did 315 with a good pause. It was a little grindier than I had hoped for. I thought it'd be slightly better. But I am also still losing body fat. But we'll bring it up. It's all good, not worried about it. So this is where we're going to kind of start the 5-3-1 cycle on the close grip. We're going to work off 315. Going to go from there. What I do need to be careful of, though, is really watching my volume. I know a lot of people are like, well, your volume's really high on these. I have a history of doing more volume, but I do need to mitigate it. And if I want to do extra volume, I need to go back to plyometrics, TPP, all that, which I'm slowly working back in. So afterwards, I did 5 sets of 10, right? All this control, trying to control the eccentrics, good pauses, trying to pause at least. Again, trying to lift fairly explosively, but controlling the eccentrics. Why? Got to build hypertrophy, and I want to build the hypertrophy specifically around the close grip. And I think doing this back off work on the close grip will bring up my close grip pretty fast. And I think all the dips are going to help a lot too, especially because of the triceps. Because if you were to ask me what did I feel really hammered on that close grip, it was tricep. Triceps were the only thing I felt. Dips work pretty well for me for triceps, and of course the close grip stuff does. And so, I mean, I've got all these bars, and I may work some tricep specific bars back in for the close grip back off work, but I feel like I need a phase of just doing it with the straight bar. To get my straight bar strength back up, we'll get a little bit of specificity in. Then I can rotate other bars back into the equation. But again, 5 sets of 10. And again, some of these really controlling the eccentric. Again, trying to get enough quality training volume here to get everything growing, keep everything growing in spite of a lack of a calorie surplus. And we're going to pull it off. We just have to watch everything closely. So the rest of my supplemental work, though, is in keeping with the line I've been using. You guys, here it comes. It's big and basic, just like your mom. Okay, I like that line. So let's run with it. Close grip bench, dips, pull-ups. These are my first 3. I am supersetting the pull-ups. So basically when I'm doing the pull-ups, though, I'm just walking over, turning the camera off, putting wrist wraps on, then walking over doing the dips. Again, accruing fatigue pretty quick. I just did body weight on all these, and you know what? When you weigh 220, technically 217 at my lightest recently, it's going to keep slowly trickling down. But when you weigh 220, because keep in mind I've had food since then. I've had breakfast, so I'm already up like 5 pounds. When you weigh 220, these body weight things are hard. So I went with today the really close grip, and I'll go back to maybe chins on the next upper workout, and then maybe we'll do some of the medium grip on that. But I'm going to rotate through these. I mean, even if I just do chins and neutral grip, I've got with that my little setup up there, I can probably do 2 different grips of chins, right? I can do 3 different grips of neutral grip. It gives me 5 different pull-ups. It gives me a lot of variation to just work pull-ups, pull-ups, pull-ups. Dips, I went ahead and just did my sets of 12 again today and stopped at 5 instead of 6. I felt like I got really sore from it last time. It might be too much. Again, if I need extra tricep volume, I probably need something explosive. I don't need a bunch of reps at this point because I get so many here. I'll do my med ball stuff here later today, right? which will be basically throws and catches, and then releasing it again. Which basically means I'll get on a bench or I do a floor press and I throw it into the air and catch it and then repress it like a closed grip bench press, but I throw it. So that will help, again, give me some extra tricep work in. Just explosive work, because again, we need plyos to replace speed work, don't we? If I'm not going to do conjugate, we still need explosive training. And I mean, we'll see what happens. If I can get my shoulders feeling good enough, I do want to work on some power cleans and stuff, but when I do them, it's going to catch a lot of hate from weightlifters, and I quite frankly don't care, because I'm not doing it to be a weightlifter. Doing it to build muscle is a hypertrophy exercise that carries over as speed. If I do them, we'll see. But as I got through these sets, I got my target reps. I was just shooting for like 11 on the pull-ups because that seemed hard on the first set, and then 12s on the dips. And yes, I'm aware that I've done all these weighted with 25 for 10, but those are peak sets and I have nothing left. This lets me drag this out to 4 or 5 sets. And again, there's still effective reps in every set, and people forget that. You can have several reps in reserve and you are still growing. What you can't have is 5 reps in reserve. Beyond 5 reps in reserve. But we accumulate quite a bit of volume and fatigue. And this is what will make me grow, because we're doing this off the backside of heavy work. Right? This is not being done by itself. And when people think of these exercises and they start thinking in terms of volumes, you're assuming fresh. We're coming in and hitting heavy work first, always. Makes a difference. So, again, a lot of bicep work, a lot of lat work here, a lot of pec and tricep. And I want it to be a little more tricep dominant. So again, this takes quite a while to get through all of these, obviously, because this is a lot of reps. Because again, we're like 50 reps of pull-ups. And by the way, all the clowns who start in with the talking about the range of motion on the pull-ups, we've established a lot of things. You guys know what my range of motion is. I'm just going to ban you because you're talking shit and I don't care. So again, this is all just pump work at this point, but that's what we need off the back end of the heavy work. We just need to get thick. We need to get thick. And this will do it. I mean, I could quit right here for the day. I could stop right here with these 3 exercises and gain significant muscle. But we do need to get some other stuff in. I want to make sure the upper back and delts get plenty of work. Especially because I'm only doing overhead press one day, and we know that my delts and stuff are a weak link right now a little bit, because again, I'm just now starting to overhead press again, and it's weak. Again, people noted it's weak, and that's okay. It means we need it for the closed grip benching. So I'm continuing with doing upright rows. I wanted to do them a little closer and go higher on these. I've done further research, and actually there are some really, really good experts who have debunked the whole impingement thing, and I was unaware of that. Someone linked me something and it sent me down looking at what these experts are saying. So I'm trying to go a little higher. The first few sets I didn't get as much. And I did 4 sets and I got more into my groove because I haven't done this close grip like this. I haven't done these, so I needed to get into my groove. So I needed 4 sets. And then I'm like, this is too light now. Now that I'm figuring out how to do these again, they're too light. I put another 20 pounds on and then did another 2 sets. So technically 6 sets, but I'm not sure if the first few sets were as high a quality, just in terms of tension. But again, what are we working with this? The whole yoke. The whole yoke. All 3 heads of the delt, the traps, everything. So again, this for now, this is going to replace some rows. I'm doing a lot of pull-ups. Now some people are like, well, it's only 5 sets of pull-ups twice a week. Is that enough for lats? Well, yeah. And here's why. Because I'm deadlifting for reps now. Deadlifts will build your lats. They are a lat exercise. When I say that, I would never suggest they're the only thing you do for your lats. So don't get it twisted, guys. Don't get it mixed up. But they will stimulate lat growth. There's good data suggesting that they will. Right? And for me, a lot of people always come in and they complain about my back work. Right? They're like, oh, you don't do this right or that right. And then I take my shirt off like I did for the dead hang video the other day. And then people realize I have abs and I've got a massive V-taper. So I think I have my back work just fine, guys. I think unless your back is as big as mine, my back works probably better than yours. So quit criticizing it unless your back looks like mine. That's all I'm going to say on it. But the upright rows really hammers the whole shoulder girdle, including the front delt, which again, since we're not pressing on bench day, make sure that my shoulders are getting worked and my whole upper back to go with those pull-ups. To go with the pull-ups to give me the back development I needed to hit my volumes. And then I did 3 sets again, and these get tough real quick, so it's like I haven't pushed them out to 5. But I did 5 sets of pull-ups, which are, I count as full sets for biceps, they are. And then 3 sets of these, so 8 bicep sets. We're in our optimal zone. But 3 sets of fat bar curls, which incidentally are a hell of a forearm exercise too. These actually do train grip at the bottom. They actually do train your grip. So it's a grip exercise, forearm exercise, in addition to being a bicep exercise. Now notice for bicep, we come all the way up. Full range of motion. Every rep, full range of motion on this. Because if we're going to do a smaller movement like this, and this is still a multi-joint movement because of the shoulder movement, unlike like a concentration curl, I do want to try to get some range of motion out of it. If we're going to hit a muscle like that, something smaller, we need to go ahead and work it thoroughly. But again, you guys see the veins going there. Gives you a good idea of how much it works the forearm and the bicep both, and you see all the veins popping. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the day's workout. I had hoped the 315 close grip would have felt a little lighter, but we can only go up from here, right? We'll go back to where we were, hit the 350 plus again, and then build it to 405. It will happen. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.